I wanted to talk to you guys this morning about something that I heard Preston Smiles talking about in one of his Instagram videos the other day. And I was thinking about it in terms of weight loss, and I think that this is a big reason that a lot of people find themselves struggling or unsuccessful. So Preston was talking about a flower, and he was saying that a flower within itself, within the seed itself, has everything in it to grow, thrive, and bloom into a beautiful flower, given that it is in the right environment. If it has the proper soil, the proper temperature outside, the proper amount of water, it has everything within it to become a beautiful, blooming flower. We are exactly the same. We are perfect within ourselves. We have everything within us to be healthy, to be happy, to live a life of abundance. And it is typically just our environment that is creating the problems or the resistance or the issues that we're having with achieving the things that we want in our life. And I wanted to talk about this today because I feel like a lot of people blame themselves and think that, you know, they're weak or they're lazy or unmotivated or they just don't want it enough or they just don't care about themselves enough. That's not it. Everyone who has ever tried to lose weight or get healthy knows that they have a burning desire within them to do this. And the number one reason that we fail isn't because of those things. It's because of our environment. So to put this into perspective, our behavior is typically shaped by the environment that we're put in. You typically grow up believing the things that your parents taught you, eating the things that your parents fed you, doing the activities that your parents did with you. So you believed, ate, and did these things because of the environment that your parents created for you. Now when we grow up, we typically are put into a different environment. And you know, we go through changes in our environment as we grow up. We have different friends, we have different influences, we have different activities that we're involved in. And I know for myself, that changed a lot when I was growing up. There was a point when I grew up where I was very into sports, I was very active, I was very healthy, you know, I was very happy. As I grew up, my friends changed. We got into, you know, smoking marijuana and drinking all the time. I started smoking cigarettes, and I continually hung out with those same people and kept doing those same things because of the environment that I put myself in. So we as people adapt to the environment that we're put in, and our behavior is molded around that environment. You never see like a really fit, healthy person hanging out with a bunch of drug addicts every day. You just don't, because those people will hang out with the people that are doing the things that they are into. Healthy, fit, active people are usually hanging out with other healthy, fit, active people. And people who are doing drugs and getting drunk every weekend and doing stuff like that are typically hanging out with people that do that every single weekend. I know a lot of guys in my high school that were really addicted to drugs and went to rehab, and then they would go, and once they got out of rehab, they would hang out with the same crowd and they would get back into drugs, go through the whole process again, and they're still doing the same thing because they never changed the people and the environment that they put themselves in. So we as humans have this obesity epidemic because the majority of us, well, the people living in the United States, at least from my perspective, we don't live in an environment that creates, you know, a healthy, active life. Everything in our environment is fast food, it's crash diets, it's prescription drugs, it's get this surgery and quick fixes and all of those kinds of things, because that's just the environment and the things being sold to us by companies. So when I look back from before I went vegan and when I was drinking all the time, I was smoking cigarettes every day, I was eating, you know, shit and not working out, not doing anything, not taking care of myself, it's because of the environment that I put myself in. And I lived alone at this time. I never did anything to change my environment. I always had alcohol in the house. I always had a pack of cigarettes with me. I was always going to fast food places or crash dieting or, you know, hanging out with my friends and getting drunk every single weekend and doing the things that were causing that result in my life, which caused an overweight, very unhealthy mindset and body. When I became vegan and when I started my weight loss journey, my environment changed completely, and I changed my environment myself. So I got rid of all the animal products in my house, I got rid of all the alcohol, I threw away the cigarettes, I changed the people that I hung out with, I stopped going out every weekend, and that's when my life started to change. You know, I found new friends that were vegan, I found people that were healthy and active, and hanging around people that live the life that you desire, it pushes you to grow and to adapt. If you want to be fit or you want to be healthy, you want to hang out with people that are fitter than you and people that are healthier than you. Because if you're hanging out with people that are overweight or not active or eating junk food all the time, it's never going to push you and force you to grow. So I know that this can be hard for people who live in a family and their significant other, you know, eats the standard American diet, or maybe they don't even care about their health. Their kids are like eating junk food all the time, but you can still do this, and it is possible. What you need to do is change your environment to the best of your ability. So if you live alone, like I said, it's easy to just get all the crap out of your house, you know, find a new group of friends. Not that you have to change all of your friends or anything, but you just want to start hanging out with people who are fit, healthy, and active more often than people who are, you know, who are going out and getting drunk every weekend and doing all the things that you used to do that you want to get away from. If you live with a significant other and you have a family, or say you like live with your parents, you can still do this, and it is possible. It's kind of creating a pseudo environment. So maybe you can't change your entire environment, but you can change part of your environment to reflect the life that you want to live. So if you live with other people, I'm just going to give you a few tips right now that you can do that will help you change your environment, which will help you see results in your life. So if you live with a family and say you share a fridge, you share a pantry, you know, you're doing all the shopping for your family and things like that, you have more control than you think that you do. The key here when you live with other people is to start saturating your environment with healthier things. So maybe there is junk food and animal products in your house, but if you're doing the shopping, or you can at least shop for yourself, you can start pushing those things out by saturating your environment with tons of, you know, healthy whole plant food. So buy a ton of potatoes and rice and frozen vegetables, frozen fruit, fresh fruit, nuts and seeds, and have those be more abundant in your house than the other things. The other thing that you can do is have your own designated shelf in the fridge and in the pantry. So it's your shelf, you have one shelf in the fridge that's all of your healthy vegan food, and you have a shelf in the pantry that just has all of your food on it as well. This helps you in two ways. It helps keep you organized and on track, and it helps you not have to like search through the fridge to find your vegan food or the meals that you've prepped or whatever it is. You know, you won't have to reach around a bunch of cheese and meat to find your brown rice that you've already cooked or your vegetables that you have in the fridge, which can be very helpful because you want to make it as easy as possible to find your food, to prepare your food, and to keep it in a place where it's not frustrating to get to. The other two things that you can do is meal prep a lot of your meals so that you have them on hand. So just put, you know, a bunch of rice, beans, veggies, whatever it is that you like in containers and keep them in the fridge so that when you have an urge to eat some of the junk food or something in your house, you have something that you can grab to satisfy your hunger instead of having to make something that might take 30 minutes, and that entire time that you're making it, you know, you're hungry and you're having to like fight the urge to eat something bad. You can also cook meals for your family, but don't tell them that it's healthy or that it's vegan. Just start making healthy vegan versions of their favorite foods and serving it at the dinner table and just seeing how they react. Most people love healthy food and they just don't know that they do because they are never fed it. I know when I go home for the holidays or anything like that and I am making meals and stuff, my family's always like, wow, that smells so good, what is that? And then they'll eat it and they'll be like, this is really amazing. And it's like, yeah, it's healthy, it's vegan, it's not, you know, this like crazy meal and I'm depriving myself my whole life. So just sneak in healthy food where you can. And honestly, when you start doing this and you start changing your environment within your family's environment, they will start to change. It'll happen slowly, but you will see them starting to be like, oh, we have all this fresh fruit in the house, and they'll start picking up bananas instead of picking up a bag of chips, or they'll start eating the food that you have in the fridge, and you might get mad at them, but that's a good thing. You'll just see people starting to adapt to the environment that you are creating within your environment. And then that's how people get their families to start living a healthy lifestyle and to go vegan. Honestly, they don't push it on them, they just change themselves. And when you change yourself and you start to become healthy yourself, people see that, and they see that you're not struggling, and that it's not, you know, you're not depriving everything from your life, and that you look good, you feel good, and people start to follow. So like I said, the second tip that I have is changing the people that you hang out with. And that doesn't mean that you have to break up with your husband, or, you know, put your kids up for adoption, or stop hanging out with your best friend or anything like that. But you can't expect to fly if you're hanging around a bunch of turkeys. That's a quote that I heard somewhere. I didn't make that up, but it's true. You need to, if you want to be healthy and fit, you need to hang out with people that are already there, that can push you, that can motivate you, that can inspire you. Because if you're hanging around people that are sitting around playing video games all day and eating bags of chips, or, you know, drinking beer on the couch and doing all the things that you want to get away from, you're going to be more inclined to follow. If you want to be healthy and fit, you've got to hang out with healthy and fit people. Find a meetup group in your area that has hiking or biking, or a walking group, or anything like that that you're into. You know, get a personal trainer maybe at your gym that can motivate you and push you and help you become stronger and fitter. Call up your old healthy fit friends and just ask them, you know, if they want to work out, or if they want to go for a walk or something like that, and just start hanging around those people more often, and you will see yourself becoming more inspired and more motivated to change. So my third tip is, when there's temptation, either force yourself to choose the healthy option or get out of the situation. So this is a big thing that I had to learn through my journey. When there was a situation where, like, maybe I was at my parents' house and I had just gone vegan, and they were eating, like, you know, something that I ate as a kid and I really used to enjoy, like meatloaf or something like that, I either would have to make my own healthy meal that I could enjoy that was just as satisfying, or I would have to get myself out of this situation. This typically happened where I would have to get myself out of this situation more when I had quit drinking and I was really trying to, like, just not drink. So every time that my family would be drinking, sitting around the TV, I would just be like, all right, I'm gonna go for a walk, because it can be very stressful to be in that situation where you have a huge trigger of activity that you used to do, that you used to enjoy, and you start feeling deprived, and, you know, you start getting triggered to do it. You have to just get yourself out of that situation. The last thing that I'm gonna say is that this is a learning process, and it's okay if you mess up. Like, changing your environment and changing the way that you live your life every day is going to be a process. Just try and make small steps and small improvements. And if you know, accidentally you forget to prep a meal and you're really hungry and you eat some, like, not so good food or whatever while your food's cooking because you're just so hungry, and you just didn't think to grab, like, a banana or something healthier that is quick, learn from that mistake and move on. Don't beat yourself up for it. It's not like you're gonna get this the first time that you try to do it. This is a process. It's a very fun process, because, like I said, once you start changing your environment, you're gonna see the people that you live with, the people around you are gonna start changing their lives as well. They're going to be inspired by your change, and they're just gonna see how healthy and happy you are, and how much, you know, you're motivated to, like, go out and exercise and to do all these things and to eat healthy. And it's just going to better yourself, it's gonna better your world, it's gonna better the people around you. So I just wanted to talk about that today, because when Preston was like, the flour is perfect, and if it's in an environment that's too dry or too hot or it doesn't get enough water, it can't thrive, it can't bloom, dies. We are the same. If we are in an environment, which we are, that doesn't support living a healthy lifestyle, a healthy, active lifestyle, we can't thrive or be healthy either. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys. Let me know any of your comments or questions in the comments box below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.